graduating class of 2015, please be seated. Family members and friends, special guests, we'd like to thank you for being here at our spring commencement. At this time, we are going to ask Iman Lott, one of our outstanding students, to come up and start our program by stating the Pledge of Allegiance. Iman.
Thank you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for attending our graduation for Hamilton County High School. Now, if you will please remove any hats you may have on and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag, to the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, and you may be seated. We'd like to acknowledge some of our special guests that are here. So at this time, if you will look to the stage behind me, we have off to my left our Deputy Superintendent, Dr. Lee McDade. School Board member from District 7, Ms. Donna Horn. School Board member for our district, District 9, Dr. Steve Highlander. District 9 County Commissioner, Mr. Chester Bankston. Then we have our school counselor, Ms. Suzanne Smith. We have our student representative speaking tonight, Mr. Nick Kaiser. Our faculty representative, Mr. Tim Dunn. Our administrative representative, Ms. Ellie McNally. And our assistant principal, Ms. Rachel Duke. And I'm Mr. Keene, principal at Hamilton County High School. If you would look over to my right, I will introduce our faculty sitting in the front row. And if you would, as I call your name, please stand. We have one of our senior sponsors and science teacher, Ms. Megan Genter. Social Studies, Government, Economics, and U.S. History, Ms. Rachel Goen. Our College Access Counselor, Ms. Rebecca Snellman. In the next row behind them, our CTE and Personal Finance teacher, Ms. Heidi King. Our English 12 and English 11 teacher, Mr. John Tate. Algebra 2 and Geometry teacher, Dr. Scott Kelly. Our Inclusion teacher, Ms. Carol Giarla. English and CTE, Ms. Kelly Carver. And Bridge and Algebra 2, Mr. Marvin Halliburton. Also on the stage now, to my right, behind the table, we have our attendance clerk and our secretary, Ms. Carol Gossett. And our senior sponsor, senior English, and senior project teacher, Lindsay Prater. At this time, I'd like to introduce Ellie McAnally to come and speak to you.
Hello and good afternoon, friends, family, faculty, and graduates. My name is Ellie McNally, and I transferred to Hamilton County High School for my senior year. I will be attending the University of Tennessee this upcoming fall, go Vols, and majoring in mass communications. I would first like to give a brief description of how unexpected events in my life led me to the most supportive environment that I have ever stepped foot in. From 6th grade to my junior year, I attended a local private school in Chattanooga. I was content with where I was and never had many struggles, up to the 11th grade. Sadly, at the end of my junior year, I found myself in a predicament that caused me to make the decision to change schools. I had no idea as to what my next move would be and was terrified and uncertain for what the future held. I knew my parents and grandparents had been researching to find the best fit for my final year in high school, but I never expected to end up where I did. It was nearing the end of summer, and I still had no clue as to where I would spend my senior year. I was on vacation with my sister when my parents called and informed me that the following Monday, I would be attending Adult High. You can imagine the shock and distress my 17-year-old self was in, knowing nothing about this place and hearing it referred to as Adult High. Don't let the name fool you, though. To my disbelief, this school had more genuine, caring, and intelligent faculty and students than any other school I had attended. This year being my first in public school, I've never been immersed in more loyalty and support. I would like to personally thank all of the staff in the front office. My first day of Hamilton County High, Miss Smith immediately grabbed me, and as we were walking through the halls, she had this overwhelming joy talking about different students and how proud she was of them. You cannot wipe the smile off of that woman's face when she is discussing how close an individual is to graduating. And of course, I can't forget to thank Mr. Keene, Miss Duke, and the rest of the faculty for their persistent and sometimes ruthless encouragement throughout the school year. And I would also like to thank the superintendent for allowing me to be a member of his Student Advisory Council. I have learned and experienced more this year than I ever have in my high school career. And I finally would like to acknowledge my compassionate family and friends and thank them for all their support. And a special shout out to Kaylee Rose for my emotional calls at 2 a.m. and the exciting adventures we've had this year. Hamilton County High School's motto is honor, truth, and loyalty. These are all traits that the school embodies, and each can be interpreted in different ways. Loyalty, however, particularly caught my eye. I could go on and on about what I believe loyalty encompasses, but I'm pretty positive a quote by an established author may have more to say in an eloquent manner. As I was looking through quotes about loyalty, the majority of writings I ran across expressed how one must be loyal to his friends, family, partner, etc. And yes, I agree with this connotation completely. It is essential to be loyal to others, but what most people overlook is the unfamiliar need of loyalty to oneself. This quote by Jared Keens takes a unique approach on how change and growth are the fundamentals of staying true to one's being. Just because I liked something at one point in time doesn't mean I'll always like it, or that I have to go on liking it as in all points in time as an unthinking act of loyalty to who I am as a person, based solely on who I was as a person. To be loyal to myself is to allow myself to grow and change, and challenge who I am and what I think. The only thing I am for sure is unsure, and this means I'm growing and not stagnant or shrinking. I absolutely love how Keene says the only thing he is for sure is unsure. I can assume from my own experience and what I have observed from others that most of the graduates in this room are pretty unsure as to what the future holds. But there is a true beauty to this idea. To allow ourselves to grow and change requires this leap of faith into the unknown. And to be loyal to who we are as people is to let go of our dependence on the stagnant known. Just because something in our lives at one point in time was the center of our attention doesn't mean it should always be that way. If we consent to letting these static somethings continually be present in our ever-changing lives, how is it that we will learn? I challenge the class of 2015 to be loyal to themselves and to take into consideration who and what may be preventing them from reaching their utmost potential. But also hold on to the wonderful people who have supported you relentlessly through the tough and possibly unexpected changes these past years. I can say proudly that I am so blessed to have attended Hamilton County High School with this amazing class of 2015. And now I'd like to introduce Timothy Dunn.
The definition of honor is honesty, fairness, or integrity in one's belief and actions. Before I started going to Hamilton County High School, I did not understand the true meaning of what honor was. But here we are, getting our diplomas, and as of today, we all have honor. I did not think that there was ever a day where I was not seen as an equal with my classmates. And I've always seen everybody working their hardest to get what needs to be done finished. This is a day that will forever be in our memories because we all worked so hard to get where we are today. I know there have been days where we didn't feel like getting up and going to school, but we did anyways. With that being said, I would like to mention a quote that Calvin Coolidge once said. It goes, "No person was ever honored for what he received. Honor was rewarded for what he gave." All the sacrifices we have had to make to get where we are today are not in vain. We are the future men and women of America, and on this day, we are coming to an ending of the first chapter of the Book of Life. Firstly, I want to thank the teachers that had me as a student for helping me when I needed. The teachers at Hamilton County High School are very understanding and easy to get along with. Every teacher that I've had classes with has taught me something very valuable and can and will help me in the future. Secondly, I want to congratulate my fellow classmates on their accomplishment. I know we have done our best and sacrificed something to get where we are today. It was a pleasure being in the same class as you guys and couldn't have asked anything better to graduate with you all. After today, we will open the second chapter of the Book of Life and experience the admirable parts of life as well as the not so admirable parts of life. Live your lives one day at a time and do it with honor and do things in life with honesty, fairness, integrity, because life's too short. Don't waste it on something that's not worth it. I'm now introducing my friend Nick.
Thank you, Tim. Hi, my name is Nick Kaiser, and I'd like to welcome you to the graduation ceremony for the class of 2015. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak and to represent the student body. We've all worked very hard to be here, and most of us have overcome great opposition. The class and I would like to thank you, the faculty, very much for your support and encouragement, inspiring us to succeed. I am so thankful that you believed in me and pushed me even when I didn't have the desire to do anything. Words cannot express how grateful I am, having all of you as my teachers. I decided to attend Hamilton County High School because I wasn't happy with the decision I made 2 years prior, choosing not to finish high school. In August of 2012, I dropped out, and even though I got my GED, I wasn't satisfied with where I was going in life, and I knew that I wanted something more. I spent the next 2 years of my life doing absolutely nothing, and I was on the fast track to nowhere. Deep down, I wanted to finish high school, and I wanted an education, but I didn't know how or where to start. I convinced myself that I didn't care, and eventually became okay with the mess I'd created for myself. The truth is, I needed to come to terms with the fact that I would experience more success with a high school diploma than with a GED. Early last year, I received a phone call with an offer to move in with my grandparents. I gladly accepted the offer and began setting goals for myself and correcting some mistakes that I had made. At this point in my life, I knew that I was ready to get my diploma and move on. I started school in August of 2014, and honestly, I wanted to quit again. I was so tempted to quit because I had already done so once before, but after some thought, my mind was changed. I realized that I was at the age where it was time to grow up and finally follow through with a commitment and complete what I had started, something I had never done before. My entire life, all I've ever done is walk away. I wanted to break the cycle. Today I can say that I finished what I started. It took a little longer than expected to get my diploma, and things didn't turn out how I'd always envisioned them to, but I thank God and my family for helping me through my life up to this point. I've met great people at Hamilton County High School, and I've had some of the best teachers I could ever ask for. Thank you for putting up with me when I was difficult, and thank you for the encouraging words when I wanted to give up. If I could give you any advice today, I'd tell you to never give up. No matter what's going on, how tired you are, how hurt you may be, never give up. Keep moving forward. and keep fighting on. Yes, life is hard, and life will bring many hurtful things, but press on because it will be worth it in the end. People are going to put you down along the way, and they and many other things will discourage you, and they can for good if you let them. But keep your dreams in mind and run for them full speed. Stay on the right path and never lose hope, because when your dreams die, you can die with them, and you never fail unless you quit trying. Sojourner Truth, an African-American abolitionist and women's rights activist, said, "Truth is powerful and it prevails." Today, the class of 2015 is prevailing. Congratulations to you all. I wish the absolute best for you. Thank you.
Good afternoon and congratulations, graduates. I would like to reintroduce Mr. Chester Bankston, County Commissioner for District 9. We have been given the honor of presenting a very special award this afternoon. This award is for citizenship. It is provided by and in memory of Mayor George W. Ox Oaks, Mayor of Chattanooga from 1893 to 1897, and Chairman of the Board of Education from 1896 to 1899. This award is presented to graduating seniors in each high school in Hamilton County. Students receiving this award receive a plaque, and then their names will be added to the Ox Oaks plaque located in the school's foyer. Tonight's recipient has been the unofficial welcome wagon for new students since transferring to Hamilton County High School last August. He has a great attitude, is polite, and always has a smile on his face. He was chosen to be on our student advisory and took the role seriously, improving things at our school. One thing you all may not know is what a good chef he is, bringing gourmet homemade food for lunch most days. His teachers describe him as respectful, helpful, a sharp dresser, and a hard worker. Very enthusiastic. Mr. Romeo, a real charmer. A leader in the classroom, determined, driven. He changes the dynamic in the classroom through his example of setting high standards and also through encouraging others to give 100% effort. One teacher even said he is one of the best students she's ever had. He will be missed. Please join me in congratulating this year's Ox Oaks Award winner, Mr. J.R. Anders. Get a picture, J.R. Get a picture.
Most of us have learned that as we move towards success, there are always obstacles in the way. As life happens, we learn to navigate through the roadblocks. Our graduating seniors have learned to do this quite well. There's one student, however, that has had a little more than his share and still made it to this graduation day. The recipient of this year's Perseverance Award has been described by the faculty and staff as dependable, willing to help anyone, polite, respectful, responsible, mature beyond his years, accomplishing anything he wanted when he put his mind to it. He's a quick learner. He never gave up and was determined to earn his diploma. Everyone, please join Coach Highlander and me in congratulating the Perseverance Award winner, Mr. Corey Rogers.
We have a few more awards that we're going to be giving out. Blood Assurance is a life-saving organization that provides blood for the Chattanooga, North Georgia area. Over 400 units are needed every day. Hamilton County High School does a spring and a fall blood drive to help blood assurance out because blood saves lives. We had two gentlemen that provided a large amount of blood, not all at the same time, but we're going to recognize those two students as they come up. The first one gave 7 pints of blood during his high school career, and the second one gave 8 pints of blood. We have Mr. Chase Jensen and Mr. Wyatt Davis. At this time, we're going to recognize through the NASSP, National Association of Secondary School Principals, there are certificates awarded for community service. A certificate of merit is given for those students that do at least 100 hours of community service, and these are for different nonprofit organizations. And then a certificate of achievement for students that do over 120 hours. We have 5 recipients, the most we've ever had. So our first one, as she's coming up to the stage, 103 hours, Jessica Rigsby. Our second one, with 105 hours, Mr. Cohen Horner. Our third one with 120 hours, Mr. Alec Hood. Our fourth recipient with 127 hours, Mr. Iman Lott. Good job. And our last recipient with 140 hours, Shakita Hayes. Yep. Our last awards are leadership awards. This is given to 2 students that served on a couple different committees. Both of them worked with the superintendent this year on what's called the Superintendent's Advisory Council. Both of them were also a part of the Principal's Advisory Council. So from the superintendent, we have a certificate of appreciation, and from the school, we have a medal for leadership. And those 2 students are Ellie McNally and Cohen Horner. All right. All right. And like life, things are flying by right now. So, graduating class of 2015, please stand. With the powers granted me by the state of Tennessee and the Hamilton County Board of Education, it is my privilege and honor to represent this class and present it. I hereby certify that the members of it have met or exceeded all requirements set forth by Hamilton County and the state of Tennessee for graduation. Dr. McDade, they are now yours.
Thank you, Mr. King. With the powers granted me by the state of Tennessee and the Hamilton County Board of Education, it is my privilege and honor to accept this class. I hereby certify these members as duly authorized graduates of Hamilton County High School's class of 2015.
Iman Lott. Eleanor Frances McNally. Timothy Dunn. Nicholas Kaiser. J.R. Anders Jr. Levi Ashby. Chan Baranowski. James Myron Beckett II. J.J. Van Jr. Brandon Anthony Blankenship. Trevor Bowers. Travis Brewer. Katie Bryant. Rachel Birdyshaw. Caitlin Allie Burton. Will Camden. Stephanie Chavez. Lauren Grace Clark. Amber Contra. Johnson. Austin McLeod. Tamia McDonald. Aaliyah Melendez. Zach Holland. Erica Danielle Montgomery. Jerome Morgan. Tristan Cherie Murray. Cassie Shannon Apelli. Austin Payne. Eris Pitts. Gary Dean Purifori. Austin Rector. Ethan Walker Reed. Jessica Rigsby. Daniel Robinson. Quentin Robinson.
Winston Brockman.
Well, graduating seniors, it's been quite a journey. If you remember when you first came for the interview, I told you that we had no frills, we have no cafeteria, no clubs, no sports, no prom. But we do have a plan to get you to graduation. All of you accepted that plan, and I'm extremely proud of your academic success. There is a matter, however, of the 30-minute lunch period. And you provided quite a bit of creative entertainment during that time. There was a little tailgating with some lessons on grilling meat. There wasn't a lot of dancing, but there was no lack of loud music. We had a competition or two of strength and agility, such as tug of war and wall ball. There was skateboarding, football, frisbee toss, and I guess it was the golf gone wild that led to a lesson in horticulture involving mulch in the flower bed. Some of you remember the hummingbird rescue, the wild turkey that I think ended up on someone's dinner table, but especially the possum that got away. There were peaceful moments of looking under the hoods of cars or trucks with admiration, enjoying the sound of a revving engine. And as I said, you have made me proud. You've made me laugh. And today, even though I'm usually not emotional, you almost made me cry. May God bless all of you as you move on to the next milestone in your life.
Mine's not quite so jovial and lighthearted, but a survey was done about 4 years ago by a major university, and they wanted to see who the most influential writers were in the world. Many names were given out: Walt Whitman, Sylvia Plath, J.R.R. Tolkien, even J.K. Rowling made the list. And that's, pretty astounding since her books have only been around for about 10 to 15 years. But the most influential writer in the world was voted William Shakespeare. So William Shakespeare, they asked the people that did the voting, different authors and different newspaper people and that, why they voted for William Shakespeare. They said his writings were of not just an age, but of all time. His work mentored thousands of other writers. He was skillful in creating great characters, tragic heroes, and complex personalities. And that was unequaled by any other writer. But more importantly, he was a master of turning a phrase. Things like, "That's Greek to me." I didn't sleep a wink last night." "For goodness sake." And yes, he's my flesh and blood. All these, some of his quotes, along with thousands of others used by millions of people every day. But the one that applies to us tonight was a quote he said, "In thy face, I see the map of honor, truth, and loyalty." So, our speakers were talking about those three traits tonight. They talked about each one of those as being characters of every individual. They also cautioned you about those traits. So you need to remember not just what they stand for, but that whether it's with your family blood, whether it's with your family by marriage, whether it's with your cohorts at work, or whether it's with your best friends, be honorable, truthful, and loyal. And one of them said it best, be that to yourself. Because where others might see it in your face, you'll feel it in your heart. All right. Congratulations. So we hope you take those 3 traits with it, along with the 2 that I spoke to you about at the beginning of the semester and the beginning of the year. Be on time, be present, and work hard, and you'll be successful. So now, before we do our recession and before we have our final hurrah, I'd like to remind you of a few things, so please pay attention. Graduates, as we do the procession leading out, do not stop in the aisle and slow it down, please. All right, go ahead and filter on out. Remember, your diplomas are not in those covers. They are downstairs in an envelope along with the letter from the governor and a transcript and a few other things. So make your way down to pick those up. I'd like to remind you also, if you had an EOC class, English 11, Chemistry, or Algebra 2, your diplomas are not in the envelope. You need to call us on June the 1st and start asking us, have the scores made it back yet? And if they have and we've got it all worked out, we'll call you, tell you when to come in. I'd also like to remind you, parents, we have a camera up on top there and a camera up on top over here. That is a live streaming called City Stream, which is powered by EPB fiber optics that the county has licensed with, and this was just shown live. You will get to see it if you'd like on Sunday morning. You can rewatch this program. They will have it on the Hamilton County website, and then by the end of next week, we will have it on our school website. So you can watch this graduation again. And graduates, you may also watch it. I'd like to also remind you that Life Touch was here taking photographs when you received your diploma and when you came down. And that information is in your packet. All right? So, class of 2015, thank you for a fun, entertaining year. And good luck. Congratulations, yeah. And you are now done. Audience, if you would, please stay out of the middle aisle while they do the procession. Thank you.